the anxiety is not as high anymore. This has been my chariot. These guys can really pack it in there quick. Changing the face of the earth. My gosh, these guys. I thought I would be here before they were, but no, they're already actively filling. Look at them go. So this will be day 2 of filling the foundation for our house slash garage. Yesterday, spent the full day. We got 3 trucks hauling. 2 of ours and one of the cement companies, or Tossel Concrete's got one of their side dumpers going. So we used up all the stockpile and all my clay pile, and we're getting stuff done, which is the progress I'd like to see, because it's been ferociously cold the last few days. Over the weekend, through deer hunting weekend, it was like 20, and it's time to get this cement work done with. Sounds like electrician's coming today, plumber's coming tomorrow. We're bringing it up, so the cement walls, we're bringing it up maybe 4 inches down so they can run some plumbing and maybe some electrical stuff under the cement. And I don't know when they plan on pouring, but we're just trying to get prep work. I've been working on hauling the clay pile around the perimeter to build it up so that it isn't so uneven for the framers and everyone else. So we've been busy. So basically they build ramps over the walls, cement walls, and drive their skid loaders in. I've been using the payloader when we had a stockpile, and been dumping it over the side, actually right here. They're doing good. I had a massive clay pile right here. I've hauled that all in on the west side of the house for backfill, free of which, and they did not have a problem with pouring cement in the future, like maybe next fall, depending progress here. So I've been working on building that up. That's about 3.5, 4 feet of fill. Yeah, and I need more fill for this side, which I don't know what we're gonna do. I want it to be at least 15, 20 feet wide of flat for the builders to be able to drive lifts on and all that. This has been my chariot all day yesterday. I spent in here, and then also the bulldozer leveling off. Like I said, our sand pile was gone yesterday at like 3 o'clock. 3 trucks hauling in. These guys can really pack it in there quick. Been kind of fun to be a part of this. I'm really glad I've been able to be a part of this as much as possible, because it's fun to see every stage of this, so that in the future, imagine I'll live here my whole life, so, or hopefully, God willing. So it's fun to see and understand. Yesterday we started the morning off with laying tile along the footing. We basically did a whole loop around all of the exterior of it and popped up where rain gutters are going to be, so we didn't have to excavate down. So right now we just have a loop totally around the perimeter of non-perf, and in the future we will have to dig from the lake up to that and drain it, but we don't have time right now. So that's what we did, and it should be fine. As you guys know, I absolutely love doing dirt work and changing the face of the earth, running the big equipment. So this has been a really fun experience for me. I really have enjoyed this. The ground is really, really spongy in areas here for this big thing, but thing to be careful about, all the cement walls, not to damage anything. Concrete, cement, what is that again? Their trailer says concrete. Does it really matter? It all just gets hard. Well, I see the electrician just showed up, and they have a little back. They must be planning on doing something I wasn't intending, which is okay. That's good. It's going to be a jam-packed day of new experiences. My pile is depleted again. So I talked to the electricians. These guys, they're the electricians that do all the work at the farm, wired that shed up, so they know what's going on. They're going to be burying underground from the back side of the shed to the back side of the garage where the utility room is. Here comes load number 2 of the day. That's Johnny, by the way. Johnny's giving her. if you get stuck. The sand ain't much for traction. Yeah, there he is. He was anticipating it. We might need Big Boy in there. Problem is I can't see my cutting edge. Loose. I love that they put them push bars on them. They just know it's gonna get stuck. They bring like 6 to 8 inches up at a time and then they pack it.
Okay, we're out doing what we love to do most. Mapping field edges. Got a flag here. So technology's changed a little bit since the last time I did this. Hey, we're using a Gen 5. Now they've got boundary offset or a different way of building an auto track line or a guidance line off of the boundary that you drive when mapping the field. So I'm not messing around with AB curves or adaptive curves or anything like that. I'll put straight edges or straight tracks. So we've got planting lines off of one of the straight fence lines out here. I'm in a very cut up field, nothing straight about it. But the nice part is I map this boundary and then on the computer or in the screen, we tell it, hey, I want to plant when the planter comes in here, I want to plant a line 60 feet wide, whatever your planter is, off of that boundary. And it should work as long as I drive it right. Now, the biggest mistake we've made is done tillage out here already. And it was 15 degrees over the weekend. It's Monday. And this is just stupid rough and ain't working at all. But not much I can do there. So, we got the flag out there for when I come around a telephone pole or if there's a tree on the edge of the field or whatever. That is roughly the distance that the edge of the planter will hang out past its last row. As long as that doesn't hit the pole, yes, I gave myself a little leeway, but as long as that misses the pole, so should the planter, hopefully. So yeah, I've done one field here. I already drove around it. That's what this pink box is. There you can see how square the field is. So I think I'm going to build a straight track line off of this fence line for planting and spraying and everything else. Surrounded by sloughs too, so it was large frozen mud chunks. Definitely should have waited on tillage, which we can't because it's getting late in the fall. We should have tried to have done this before that. I've got a few fields to do. Might try doing some other fields that have smooth tillage on them. Right now I'm in a new field of ours for next year, so that's why it has to be mapped regardless. But then we'll jump over into stuff that we already farm, maybe try to update that so we can use that boundary line in future years. Okay, let's make a straight track line. So set track, new track, A plus B. Track name, West Line 25. Whoa! West. Good to go. So, the way it's set up, I set A, drive a little ways, set B. I'm going to go from as far south as I can comfortably, because it does start to curve behind me, so I want to get the straightest part of the fence. It's not perfect, but it'll work. So, tires on the edge of the field, or as close to that. Set A. Look at that, it's so polite. Please drive 10 feet. I'm gonna drive probably about 500. It is quite smooth. Okay, we're at the other end. Set B. Set B again. And go. So, the goal, now this fence line isn't perfectly straight, just it could be with some tillage over the years to make it straight again, but The goal isn't to use the planter in that straight track line on that fence line. We're going to ring this whole field twice with the planter using the boundary fill auto track, the new option that's been around a couple of years. Unfortunately, I think they came out with that shortly after we remapped all of our fields with RTK. So we just missed it there. The goal isn't to use that, the straight track line. Once this field is picture framed, as we say it, then the planter will use this straight track line all the way across the field inside the headlands. So that'll work good there. There's no tile on this field, so we are done. It's so weird, like having this boundary fill new auto track option. Like otherwise I'd have to go on that headland and make a straight track to plant the headland, but I don't have to do that. Don't have to draw any AB curves. It doesn't feel right leaving. Like I should have to do more there. I hope that works. I know it works from talking to other people, but I hope it works for us. The boundary fill, whatever it's called, it's gonna be slick.
Getting closer. They got that little packer, little articulating packer inside there now. They lifted it over for, that's gonna be a patio. So they're pick that little packer up and lift it over all the walls. Works good. And since I have no sand currently, I am hauling black dirt over the areas that I want to cover up the clay I hauled yesterday. Which is very difficult to do a good job with one hand. Would you look at this pristine dirt work here. We got clay exposed that I want to get gravel on top of. Actually, I'd like to have 10 feet of gravel around the whole thing, just so that their man lifts, their lull, whatever they are called, don't rut down in the mud, since it's going to be throughout the winter / spring. Got some black dirt here banked up against that. Still unknown on what we're going to do for landscaping and cement around it, but that's why definitely going to be cement here of some portion. So we'll see. They're really getting close. They got a little bit more to go, but I would say they're getting dang close to having this filled up. Another load, Johnny. I needed fuel, and since we were fueling, I have no idea when the last time it was greased, so I did a full grease. All the U-joints, all the hinge pins, all the loader components, and it was needed. It was dry. Okay, I think I'm good here for fuel though. Got that all done.
Okay, we are in the next field. Now, to start it, field and boundaries. Create new, grade driven, okay. So it asked me if I want to offset, and which way do you want to offset. That took a little testing in the yard for me. We've got the globe right there, and it is pretty much on top of my left tires. And then inside the equipment page, I've told it the globe is over there and back there and up there. So it's going to draw a boundary where my globe sits. Even though it shows it right there, which throws me off, that globe is back there, and that's where it's going to draw the boundary. So I don't want to offset because I want my boundary where my tire is. I was told it's most recommended to do that, not offset. You just got to hug the tire. And then there's an option in Op Center now where you can say, okay, you've driven your boundary. I want my first row from the planter to be 10 inches inside that boundary, or 5 inches, or 25 inches, whatever you want. I've been told there's an option to do that in Op Center. I haven't seen that. I was told that today. So, no offset needed. And we're recording autonomy maybe, which is an option that I don't know much about, and I'm not going to talk about it much because I'll probably say something wrong. But if you don't do it right, it won't be mapped for autonomy. We don't plan on having an autonomous tractor in these fields, but you never know. So if it'll map it for me, I suppose we're set up a little better. So the other thing I want to do is at the same time, since I'm on the fence line that the planter's going to work off of, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone here. Track name, East Did I do west line or west side on that last field? I don't remember. East side? I'd be wrong there. 25. Okay. East side. Set A. Now, back to... Okay. So I should be mapping the boundary. And I should be creating an auto track line. You guys make sure I remember to set my B point at the end of this fence line. Saving myself from having to drive twice. Because it is rough. Keep the flag out of the fence post. Which I don't think that's the right length. That flag's sticking out anyways, but we're learning this first year. Okay, so the boundary's done, and just messing around in the screen, I created a boundary line. Pink is the boundary, blue is each pass, and I got it at 60 foot, so outside pass, inside pass. So that'll be pretty cool. Now I don't know if I made that right, because an op center you can set it up so it's, like I was saying, shifted away from the boundary a little bit, but I just wanted to see. So now I should probably delete that before that gets back in the computer, because it probably is wrong. But that field's done. On to the third.
Boy, oh boy, guys, it's turned into a pretty nice day and don't have to wear Carhartts or gloves. You notice that my dirt pile is gone, just about, and my clay pile is totally gone. Well, that means we moved a lot of yards today, and we've got this to the point where the plumbers can come. It is backfilled down to where they wanted it. It's all packed and leveled off. Now they're going to come in tomorrow and dig it up because they got to run their plumbing lines to wherever the blueprints show, which seems overwhelming to me, but they've done it, I'm sure, a time or two. We hauled gravel in over the clay, put actually fabric down like we did under the foundation, just because it's clay and it's kind of spongy, honestly. So this will not be getting poured anytime soon. Next year, next fall, maybe. See what happens, but we'll let this all settle. Obviously, we've got it banked back nice slope, which is not the finished product because more gravel's got to come in here, obviously cement, and then probably a foot or two more of dirt will have to come in, which I don't know where I'm going to find dirt at, because I might have to go start stealing from the field with the scraper or something. Electricians got this temped in. It is hot, hence the red tape. It's safe as long as no one goes in there with a sawzall or something like that. But now everyone's got power to work with out here throughout the winter. It's coming along. I did not think that we'd get this all done in 2 days, but we did good. I'm gonna ride home with Johnny. We'll probably haul some more gravel tomorrow, bring up that west side, but pretty much got some sort of sand or something around the exterior for their lifts to be on, because I'm sure it's going to be a muddy mess regardless, but it would be way worse if it didn't have something around it. So yeah, the anxiety is not as high anymore. I'm feeling really good about the progress we've made, and I'm so excited for this. I'm gonna ride home with Johnny because I'm driving my other pickup, so I think we got everything. All right. I also used the Johnson blade as what I was finished grading with, and I'm also trying to grade down the yard, knock down all ruts and different issues, because once snow removal comes, this thing needs to be somewhat smooth. I know there'll be building material that might be issues, but scraped off the black dirt, so this is like sand and black dirt that I might find a place to poke that. But yeah, it's going good. I bet this was cold this morning. How's black running?
Good. Yeah.
I heard the road's kind of rough on the way to the pit.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Well, he's all fueled up for one more day. Hopefully that gets her done. And I believe that's going to be a wrap on today. It's been a good couple days over there. Feeling a lot less stressed. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Love to see you guys next time.